Welcome back to the Anthony Lee Crypto channel. We are live on this rare live Saturday stream. We don't do Saturdays very much. Oh gosh, what a day, right? What a day. How is everyone? See who we got in here. Max, nasty dump Saturday. You said that right, brother. Thanos tuning in from work, man. Don't get fired, bro. Don't get fired. Not yet. Not yet. We got to hit Babylon first. Is there even a Babylon? John, what's up, bro? Crazy day, especially for a Saturday. Behave. What's up, dude? Thanks for being here, bro. Yeah, I got to go live. I was going to go live earlier during the dump, but, like, gosh, what a falling knife. Afternoon, West Coast. What's up? What's up? Yeah, of course, we're here. We're doing our thing. What a day. What a Saturday, guys. Oh my gosh, I was here this morning, and I was looking at the chart, and I told Catherine, I said, this looks nasty. I said, I'm going to short this. I said, I think Babylon is here. I said, I'm going to short 83K. It was all lining up, and she said, no. She said, it might go a little sideways. It's a Saturday. Nothing ever happens on Saturday. I said, okay, all right. So I'm going to wait. I said, but if it still looks this nasty on Sunday, I said, I'm going to put it all on Sunday. All big short. I went to the gym, and I was at the gym, and just ding, 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 ding. All my alerts started going off. I said, son of a... I knew it, but I didn't pull the trigger because it was Saturday. They never do this on Saturday. Audio's coming in low. Anybody else having audio problems? It looks okay on the system. Anybody let me know if my audio is too low. It looks okay. The system is looking okay, but I can't hear myself. Somebody let me know how the audio is. Max said audio is great. Anybody else? Audio. Thanos says audio sounds fine. John sounds fine. I don't know, bro. Everybody else says it sounds good. I'll turn it up a little, but it's in the good zone. Any more than that, it gets really really wonky. Wendy's no problem. Wendy, thanks for being here. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, what a nasty dump, guys. I went in Discord earlier when this thing was falling. I did take a trade. When we SFP'd pretty nicely the 80.6K area. I did trade that. Let's see. I caught that knife. I realized $700, and I got up about $3,000 on this trade before it turned right back around. I got stopped out. I made $900. I'll pull the P&Ls if you want, but I logged out of KCEX and MEXC. I tried to catch the next knife and broke even, and I just said, you know what? I'm logging out before I wreck something today. So that's all I made. I made $900 today on this one trade. I broke even on the other trade when they tried to SFP, and we have not SFP'd anything. Nothing. It's just been falling. We still, even with this bounce, even with this $3,000 bounce, have not SFP'd a single dang thing. So if I were you, I would stay away from this. And we're going to talk about why and reasons. Oh, guys, so if you have a chart, I want you to pay attention, guys. If you have a chart and, you got all your levels, you got your support resistances, you got your fibs, you got the this and that. Do you see on the left, my cursor's on the left, okay? Here's what you need to do. There's this little thing down here that looks like a trash can, right? Click on that, the arrow, and it has where you need to remove things. Click on your remove drawings because everything you just had, it's gone. Everything. You can throw it all out the window and start over. This rip to the downside today ruined any target you might possibly have. So we're going to have to start all the way over. I'm going to put these back on, but you might as well erase all of that stuff. It's gone, guys. I was anticipating, because it was a Saturday, and, we don't ever really get much on a Saturday, I was anticipating getting a little run for this monthly close with the 5 and 13 EMA that we've been looking for. I thought they might make it interesting, but I mean, the Bears just said it is not going to be interesting at all. So behave. Okay, good. Your audio is cool. All right, great. Good. Anyway, in case you missed that behave, I told him you want to go to your chart, any drawings you have on there, just erase them because this dump wiped out any targets that we have. It's over. It's over. We got to start over and find new targets. I'm going to put them back on. I'm just kidding. But no, not really. These targets are done. These bullseyes for faux show gone. Bullseyes faux show gone. We're going to tell you what we're looking for, guys. I do have a plan. We do have the close coming up here. We won't be on stream for the close. I was going to go live at the close in case it was close, but it's not close, and I do not foresee Bitcoin bouncing $9,000 from here to uncross the 5 and 13 monthly. We're going to take a look at those two. So again, just a nasty dump. It solidified what's coming, guys. There's no denying where we're headed. If you think with this little weekly, unconfirmed weekly divergence is going to give us the blast up, I think you're seriously mistaken. And we're going to talk about why, guys, okay? And normally it would, okay? You're gonna see people. You're gonna hear people come on tomorrow and say, ooh, the weekly divergence. Even though it's unconfirmed, you're gonna hear people, the weekly bull div. We're going to the moon. We're going to all-time high. Look at the last time there was this huge weekly divergence. Guys, and most of the time that's true, but there's something called timing of the cycle, and you have to realize where you are in the market cycle. And again, I know this time could be different. I get it. But probably not. And so while most of the time those really good, that is a really good unconfirmed bullish divergence on the weekly, I agree. But it's the timing of the cycle. It's where we are. So even if you do get something out of it, it's probably going to be very lackluster, which I don't think you're getting anything at all. And I'm going to show you why. Let's see. Thanos sold your XRP. All right, cool, bro. Cool. I didn't even look at XRP. Where'd it go to today? Let's take a look at XRPizzle real quick for Thanos. XRP. Ooh, wow. We talked about this the other day. Listen, you're lucky you bounced here. And I told you this the other day. I said, when you break this low, I said, look out for this massive imbalance in vector candle, vector candle, vector candle. They're coming for all of this. XRP will not bottom to a minimum of 60 cents before it's all said and done. A minimum. Good job on the sale, brother. Let's go back to bitter corn. Guys, monthly Lionheart signal will confirm in 1 hour. Okay, monthly Lionheart signal. This is only the third one in history. That doesn't mean we go straight down from here. Okay, but every other time in history we have gone straight down from here. Like, do not bounce, do not pass go, do not collect $200. Straight down, boom. Next month, target acquired. Confirmed signal here. Straight down next month, target acquired. So less than 2 months for each of these to hit. The target there, and it doesn't mean it has to stop, but the target is about 62K. The monthly 55 EMA, it does not mean it has to stop there. It will not stop there. I'm telling you, I'm going to show you, it will not stop there. But that is the target for this signal. It will be confirmed at 6 o'clock, and there's no chance of this unconfirming unless Bitcoin bounces $9,000 in 1 hour. This signal will be confirmed. Monthly, we hit the 2-week. I don't think any of my crew were following the higher time frames. We hit the 2-week. It is the exit signal was given. The 2-week entry was confirmed several weeks ago with a 20.5% profit, guys. 20% move given, taken, profited. 3-week signal was given. We just slightly front ran that target at about 74.7 today. But it is confirmed. It is underway. And it will get hit. So, I mean, not much left in this one. However, we are under the monthly. So, monthly signal. I didn't look at a 2-month. Let's see. I didn't even look. Oh, we don't have that. Not even close. We may not get that. We have had one of those before, and it was successful. We might get that. We're ways away from that, though. We're a long way away from that cross. So we'll check that out if and when we get there, guys. But, yeah, monthly signal confirming in 1 hour. Target a minimum of about 63K. All right, guys. So normally I show you guys every month. I show you the stats, the monthly stats, December stats, January stats. Well, we would have February stats coming up, but this is tricky, and this candle today, who knows? Who knows? This is tricky. Okay, so this is not like most Februarys. Look out for the flashbang. Okay, here comes a big white flashbang on the screen. I'm going to show you February stats. Okay, here we go. All right, but then I'm going to tell you why I don't think this necessarily applies, okay? So what we just showed you was the monthly 5 and 13, and if you're just tuning in, this was the signal that we've been looking for, the 5 EMA crossing the 13 EMA on the monthly signal. I'm not going to go through the Babylon trade setup. It is here. It is going to confirm in an hour. It is game on, but we've never had that before in February, okay? We've had that signal 3 times before, but I don't really count 2014. I mean, Bitcoin back in 2013, 2014 was like $20, $200, and it's just price. Somebody could go buy a half a Bitcoin for $100, and the price moves 300%. So it's just not the same, right? It doesn't apply. Percentages back there were stupid. 20,000 percentage. It just doesn't apply. So to include those stats skews the numbers for the rest of the year. Does that make sense? So as you can see here in 2013, 2014, I just removed their stats, the averages, because it's just not relevant to what the asset is today. But anyway, we're going to hone in on 2 different months, 2 different years, 2 different months out of 2 different years. The month that we got the confirmed Babylon signal, the 5 crossing the 13 monthly, okay, how, upon that signal confirming, how did we perform the following month? That's what I'm curious to see, okay? And the years that those were are June of 2022 and, November of 2018. Now, let's look at November of 2018 first, okay? Because I want to know, once you get that major bearish signal, is there a chance, okay? So in 2018 in November, which is going to be our February of 2026, right? Because we got the confirmed cross on October the 31st, November 1st, right? There's when the cross was confirmed in 2018. What happened? Bitcoin started out with a little move. You can see right here, see my cursor? We started out with a little move to the upside in the first week. We went up about 3.79%, call it 4%, went up about 4%, okay? With that high coming on day 7. And then it was downside only to the tune of 45%, okay? You closed the month with a 33% loss. Okay, but you're wicked down to 45%, okay? After a 4% pump, the high coming in the first week of the month. Okay, keep that in your mind. Let's look at June of 2022, which is the last time you've only had 3 5 over 13 monthly crosses. And one was 2014, which is totally irrelevant. The other one was here, and now June. Here's June of 2022. What happened? Follow my cursor. You started out the month to the upside. The high coming in on the 5th of the month, less than 1%. Then you wick to the downside, 45%. Closing that candle with a 37% loss. Sounds familiar, 45%, 37%. Now that doesn't mean it has to happen this time. But it happened both the last 2 times you got this, okay? Not saying it's going to happen this time. I'm just saying that is what has happened. And this time certainly could be different. I acknowledge. Okay? But also what happened? You got the high in the first week of the month. Okay? Now, those are on the 2 months where we had the confirmed cross. Now, let's look at February stats, okay? The good news for February is 82% of the time it's been positive. There's only been 2 negative closures. Now counting 2014, there's been only 2 negative closures for Bitcoin in the month of February. However, again, you've never had that monthly bearish cross in February either. We got it now. So let's look at the 2 months that we had the negative finish, which were right here, 2020 and 2025. What happened? Okay, you started out to the upside in the first week. Okay, so notice the trend there. The 2 losses, you started out to the upside in the first week. In 2020, you went up about 12%, and in 2025, you went up less than 0.5%, and then it was downside only. So, number one, your trend for negative Februaries is to go up in the first week, then downside only. Number two, your trend for the confirmed monthly EMA cross is to go up in the first week and then down only majorly. So, guys, I'm telling you, even though February closes positive 82% of the time, if you start out February to the upside, this will be a major downside month. So, if you want a positive month for February, you need to be hoping and praying and doing everything you have to do to get February to open up negatively. Get you a few negative days in here and then start to move up. But if you start a bounce right now, you're going to top out on the first week, and then it is downside only, which I believe it's going to be anyway, okay? And your move up is likely not going to be very big, okay? Because of that cross, because of historical data showing what happens after that cross, and because of monthly stats for February, if you move up in the first week of February, okay? All other positive closing Februaries have started out with a move down, so your low has come within the first week and then upside. If you start with your high the first week of February, then it is down only historically, okay? That's important. You guys want to remember that. Do not get caught up in this hype of this weekly divergence that we got to pump all month. Ooh, February is always a positive month. Maybe. But not when there's a monthly bearish Babylon cross. It's never happened before. It just happened. Okay? I'm telling you. And don't be mad about it. You can make a lot of money if you play it this way. Just be aware. You have the data now. You know what to do. Okay? So the bad part is it's usually not a very big move to the upside. Let's take a look. I got it all written out here for you. Okay? Here's the stats. We can expect, I expect, the crew should expect a high in the first week, somewhere around the 5th to 7th of the month, and only about a 2% move up, guys. That's it. That's it. If you're lucky enough to get a 4% move up, count your blessings. Now, I'm going to show you some more data that shows you may not get that. Totally irrelevant to monthly averages, okay? And then a 44% move down, guys. That's going to put you, if you got, now I'm not saying we're going to get 44% this month. I do think, actually, I don't think it's different at all. I just don't think we get that 44% in the first month, but I do think we're going 40K, sub 40K. And I know some of you are going to think I'm crazy. Everybody said that last time when I said we were going below 20K. And we did. But anyway, if you got it in February, that puts you down around 45K. Okay, it would look just like this. It would look just very, very similar to this. Okay? Don't blame me. That's the statistical average. Period. Period. That's not me. That's what the numbers say. I guarantee you people said that in the past that this wouldn't happen, and this is exactly how it happened. In fact, that's the average of how it's happened, and I guarantee you there were naysayers out there before these moves happened in the past. So just be prepared. Don't be upset. Just be prepared. Get off your alts. Jeez, if you still have alts, you are just begging to be wrecked. Okay, I'm going to show you a chart that's going to make some of you cringe, okay? Are you ready? I'm going to show you this chart. I'm so hesitant to show you because you people are going to think I'm crazy. Okay, let's look at the left. This is last cycle, 2022, and I understand it's a different cycle. There is no denying the similarity to these two charts, none whatsoever. They look exactly the same, okay? And look, so you had your move up, and I drew kind of your ranges that you set on the way up. You had a 1, 2, 3, okay? And then a 4, 5, 6 all the way to the top. Okay? John loves a cringy chart. That's good because this is a cringy chart here. Some people are going to think I'm crazy. I'm going to save this chart. And we're going to come back to this chart in a few months. Look at the similarities, guys. And if this holds true, okay, which it looks exact. I don't even mean similar. It looks dang near exact. That puts us in circle number 7, okay? Do you see this? Do you see how exact this looks? Circle number 7, which means we'll come down to circle 8, which lines up pretty close with circle 2, right? You can see how it lines up with circle 2, both here and on the chart on the left. I mean, a little, but you can see it's the resistance, the support and resistance area, the range. And then when everybody thinks that, look, everybody is going to think that you can't go lower than this. This is previous all-time high, right here at 69.70K. You know, maybe we go a little below all-time high. We go into this chop here, and that's about it. Maybe. I hope so. But that's not what happened last time. And I know it doesn't happen this time. But last time you went to this first little mini range. And that's where you bottom. Actually, you lost that range. Lost the 786. So this would bring you down to that little first mini range right at the 786. Right about 40K. Right about 40K, guys. Count them down, too. Look at the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count them down, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just going to leave it right there. Not saying it's going to happen. I'm just presenting the data, guys. For me in my trade and my buys, I'm going to be looking to significantly buy in this area here, okay? Anything I get down in here, if we get down in there, is a bonus, okay? So don't hate me. I'm not counting on box circle 9. I'm not counting on it. If we get there, it's a bonus. I'm a buyer between 55 and 65K, okay? And we'll reevaluate closer to time. We'll evaluate closer to time. And what they like to do, and you can go back and look at 2018, did the same thing. Like right here, when you get to this bottom little circle, just when you think, okay, we've come down, look on the left, we've come down, gosh, nobody thought we'd come here, nobody. Remember, you can't break 20K, that's previous all-time high, you can't break 20K, can't do it, can't be done, and you did it. 17.5K, and everybody thought, oh gosh, I can't believe we broke, this time is different, oh my gosh. And then you bounced really good. Everybody thought that was it. That was it. Okay. Oh, look, W pattern, double bottom. We're gone. Just kidding. One more, just stick you with it. One more time to wipe all these double bottom longers. Do you have any idea? I remember this. I was trading this. Do you have any idea how many people, myself included, were convinced that this was the bottom? And you know what they wanted to see? They wanted that nice screenshot where they longed the bottom all the way up to the top, and they were up like 12,000%. And do you have any idea how many people 100x, 50x long this, thinking we were headed to 100K, 150K? And they rolled right back over when they were about to break out of this W and said, just kidding, liquidated, gone. And you can see they were gone after that. All the way up, okay? Look out for that. Don't get ballsy at the bottom, because it's probably not the bottom. We'll let you know when it's the bottom. It's going to be the bottom when you think it's the bottom. Let me tell you, it's psychological. It's going to be the bottom when you think it's the bottom. You see a pattern that tells you the bottom, and then they wick below that. There's your bottom. Okay? Not before. I'm telling you. We'll talk about that when we get there, though. But don't be surprised to see sub 40K, guys. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. I'll get a lot of hate mail on this, I'm sure. If nothing else, at least acknowledge that this looks exactly the same. Okay? Okay. We'll move it on. I'll leave that there. We'll move it on. Let me clear it up a little. I don't think I saved this. Someone want to save this. I got to save this so I can show it later and be like, ha ha, I told you. What chart is this on? The swings chart? I'll have to come back here. Okay, so let's look for targets now, all right? So what I've got here, and I know we're comparing a lot of things to past cycles, but that's okay. So far, they've held up. If you're just joining the channel, we've been watching these signals for a couple of months now and waiting on them. So we've been prepared for this. Everything except today. We weren't prepared for today. But we've been prepared for everything else. Dagbjork, good to buy more when it goes under 50K. Hey, you should be a buyer under 50K. I don't care if it goes to 35K. I'm a buyer at 48K. West Coast said number 7's a big bear flag. Number 7, yeah, well, number 7's a big bear flag. We just broke down from it. We haven't reached 8 yet. We haven't reached the support, and we didn't take out this 74K wick low. Same thing here, guys. Look, I know we just left this chart, but look, when they broke 7, right? Right here, they broke 7. They didn't at first take out this wick low back here. Well, yeah, they did. It just took them a couple days. It took them a few days. They didn't break it with that first 3-day candle. It's hard to see. I can zoom in. They came down. I'll mark it for you so you can see. This is probably what's fixing to happen to us. So that right there. Put it in white for you. All right, so when they came down with that first 3-day candle right here, this big red candle, they did not break that 28K low. Do you see that? They actually bounced. It bounced and came up. Wick to the upside first, about 8%. And then they came and broke it. And then it was a little bit of bounce there, and then all the way down from there. Excuse me, which is what I'm expecting this time, guys. So I'm expecting in a few days, maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday, within this coming week, I'm expecting to kind of dance around here a little bit, give us that first little high in the first 3, 4, 5 days of February, just like we looked at historical stats, right? Give us that first little baby high. Where do we go? I don't know. We could figure that out, but who cares? That's not the trade. You're not trying to trade a 0.5% to maybe 2% pump. Who cares? You want the 30% dump that's coming, okay, guys? So who cares where it goes right now? Just be ready when it goes there, right? Don't try to guess. I tell you that all the time. If this is a range, okay, we know we're going here. We know we're going here. We might go there, okay? Let's say we do go there. I don't think we go that high, but just ignore that. But regardless, we're in the middle of the range right now. So it is not your job or my job or anybody else's job to figure out where we're going first, because you don't know. Just be ready if they go there, or be ready if they go there. That is your job. Be ready when they get there, or be ready when they go there. That is your job. You've missed this move. Don't try to guess where it's going to next. Just be ready when it does go there, okay? I harp and preach on this all the time, all the time. If you're middle of the range trading and you're not just quick scalping in and out, which is very doable, and we do that a lot here, but if that is not your job to scalp trade, if that's not your thing, just wait, because you missed this. Do you know where this trade was? I'll show you where this trade was. It was right here. And we took this trade. I can prove that we took it. Dang. I'm logged out of my stuff, but I'm going to show you the dang red box, guys. I'm going to show it if I can find it. Here it goes. Look, ready? Boom. See that dang red box right there? That is a box we held on the chart. I went live and took this trade with the crew, guys. We took this trade. We closed it way too early. We made several $1,000s on that trade. I don't even remember how much. $3,000 or $4,000. Way less than we should have, though. But we were expecting a little more. We were, and I'll admit it. This was 98K, and our target was 99.5. Everybody else was calling for 100K, 103K, 110K. Our target was 99.5. So we came down somewhere in here to the point of control. I don't remember where it was at the time. I have point of control marked here. So that may be where I took profit. I can't remember. Then we were expecting one more pull up to 99.5 and then down. So we closed out way too soon on that. And that's my fault. But we did well. And we call it this short live, and we call it this short live. So plenty of live trades we took. It's too late to short now. But you can wait for a retracement short because we do have significant more downside. I'm just expecting a few days of baby upside first. So if you're using a low enough margin, you might get short now. I wouldn't. I'm going to look for a pullback. I'm certainly not going to short on this Saturday dump. You know how they are. The U.S. is liable to open Monday morning and say, I don't think so. There's going to be a CME gap, which I know there's CME gaps up top. CME gaps up here about 90K, maybe even higher. I don't know. But there's CME gaps up there, but just don't trust the Saturday dump. Don't trust it. So I'm waiting. And if I miss the whole Babylon, I miss it. But I tell you what I won't miss. I can't guarantee you. I will 98% guarantee you we're going to get a good bounce from here. Okay? Probably something like that. A good 10, 15, 20% bounce before heading down. Okay? I am here or I am here. Wherever that number may be. And we're going to figure that out. That's the chart I was getting to now. So let's look. So on this chart, on the left, I'm looking at 2022. On the right is current price. I had this completely set up. Perfect targets and everything until this dump. Today, it's all erased. So what I'm looking at, I'm on the 12-hour time frame on each, but the orange and white EMAs, those are set to monthly. It's the monthly 5 and monthly 13, okay? But you're seeing them on the 12-hour chart, okay? Because I wanted to mark out what happened when we got the cross. Because if you're looking on the monthly, you don't see the cross until right now, today, because it's the end of the month, beginning of the month, right? So, but it actually happened sooner in time. You just have to look at it on a smaller time frame, so you have to have special EMAs or EMAs set specially to see this. Anyway, we actually got the cross several days ago on, excuse me, on January 19th is when the cross was official, right here. Okay, so what happened in 2022 when you got the cross? You got it right here. I'm going to move this candle, okay? I'm going to move this candle aside. You got it on this candle, okay? That's when you got the cross. What happened? Here's the high of that candle. What happened, guys? You never came back to it. That was it. You never came back to it. That was it. If that happens this time, and it very well could, there it is. You can see it clear as day. Got the cross here. You never came back to it. Not even close. Could that happen this time? More than likely, that's exactly what's going to happen. All right, let's throw on the accurate EMAs for that time frame, which is the 12-hour time frame. So I'm going to leave. No, I'm not. I'm going to take them off. Let me move them. I've already got it marked where the cross occurred with the vertical lines. I'll move this vertical back to that candle right there. All right. So what happened? After that, several days later, right here on May 31st, basically today, January 31st. So the last day of the month that you got the cross, you went up, and then a couple days later, the first week of June, like I told you, we set the June high. You came up to the 12-hour 55 EMA, okay? First week of June, you came up, let me repeat that. You came up to the 12-hour 55 EMA in the first week of June. Rejected. That was your last chance entry. I mean, literally, when you reject it from there, within about 8, let me get this accurate. Within 11 days, you drop 44%. So now, this EMA every 12 hours updates, right? So this will move down. This will move down significantly, and if it takes us about a week to get there, the CMA could legit be somewhere like this. Literally. So if you're lucky enough to get a move back up into there, I'm going to say about 86K. That is me. That is me. That is me. Of course, I'm not going to blind enter there. We're going to look. We're going to make sure. We're going to look at our money flow. We're going to look at our divergences. We're going to look at all that good stuff. But you got to be ready for a plan. And if it comes there and you know, we have a price plan. We have a price target. That's part A of our plan. Part B is to look at our money flow and divergences. Part C is, you know what I'm saying? So if part A works out and part B doesn't, we don't take the trade. We wait till we have A, B, and C, and then we take the trade, right? So part A is, I'm going to guesstimate it about 86K. Let's fib it. Let's fib it. See if we can get some confluence in there. Bet you it's a 702, my fave. Got a 702 right there at 86K, guys. Or if you fib it from the top there at 98K, which I probably wouldn't. But if you did, we got a 0.5 fib right there. Either way. Either way. Either way, guys. Screenshot it. Here it comes. I'll just put it on like that. I mean, that is a massive freaking if you're lucky enough to get that. Let me fix this box for you guys so we can call it a dang red box. If you're lucky enough to get that, that's your trade, in my opinion, as of right now. That could change. That could change. There it is. John says, probably would have never seen it myself, but when you put the circles highlighting the levels, it's ridiculously obvious. It is so obvious, it's not even funny. And it doesn't have to play out that way, but just be ready. Just be ready. There's your level, guys. How much percentage is that? Assuming we close somewhere about here in 30 minutes. 9%, guys. That is very generous compared to monthly stats. Very. You'll be lucky to get that. I'm telling you right now, you'll be lucky to get that. Let's see what we got here. Monthly open. This is the monthly open. You know, the monthly open was actually lower by the time you got there. So you open there. Let's assume that this is kind of our move, because this move looks like the move we just had today. This looks like this, right? So let's assume that is our move, because it looks similar. We could chop around here for a few days, move back up to there. 9%. 9%. 9%. Same as this, 9%. From this wick here, to that 12-hour 55, which is where you rejected and moved the rest of the way down, 9%. From here, current price, to the 702, 9%. 9%. Connecting the dots, guys. Connecting the dots. This looks way uglier, though. This looks so ugly. gosh, this looks terrible. But at the end of the day, it just depends. Catherine and I were looking at this earlier, and we threw the liquidation calculator up because I almost shorted 78K. Right here where we are. I was like, if I put 50 grand on this, I said, I think we're going to bounce a little, and I'm stupid to do this. I said, but what leverage could I use to feel confident I wouldn't get liquidated? And like 3x leverage, we had to get to all-time high. So I wouldn't short right here, guys, although I don't think you're getting much out of this in terms of a bounce. But if you are going to short, because I know some of you are, just make sure you use a liquidation calculator and figure out how far you can go and draw down. That is terrible trading advice. I know. But if you're going to do it anyway, at least do the math. Please. And I know some folks are going to do it anyway. And that's okay. You could very well go straight down from here. You very well could go straight down from here. I mean, technically, this is where we are right here. Right here. Right here. Technically, this is the monthly close. This isn't the monthly close on the chart, but this is the where the EMA crossed over. The monthly 5 crossed the 13 right here. Boom. Which is right here where our red line is. Never even came close to coming back to it. Guys, any of you guys trade altcoins? I know a lot of people hold them. Do you trade them? Do you spot trade them or leverage trade them? Put a 1 in chat if you trade them from time to time, or if you're interested in trading them. If you're not interested, don't worry about it. But if you are interested, let me know. Please put a 1 in the chat. Max is interested. West Coast is interested. Most people don't know this. Most people just trade Bitcoin and buy altcoins. Eons, I don't, but I'm interested. Are you going to trade them during the market? John's interested. So, most people just trade Bitcoin and buy altcoins, right? But guys, I'm telling you right now, if you know how to trade altcoins, even if just spot trade them, you can make an absolute fortune in the bear market trading altcoins. A lot of people are like, oh, shit coins. No, stay away. And here's the thing, guys. I could absolutely care less if they all go to zero. But you can make a ton of money off them before they do. Let me show you. I'm going to go to Algorand just because it's been around for a long time. I'm pretty familiar with it. But I like to go to a coin that's been around for a long time because it has verifiable history. Versus coins that just came out this cycle and you don't really know how they perform in a bear market. All right, I'm on the daily time frame, but if we do start trading these guys, I'll go ahead and tell you, okay? When we're headed down to this bear market, I trade far less Bitcoin. I'll still do my Bitcoin technical analysis, and I still trade it a little bit, but I go heavy altcoin trading, and I make about 4 times the money that I would if I was trading Bitcoin. Okay, let me show you why. So I feel like we are about right. Of course, this is an altcoin chart. Oh, that's the wrong year. My bad. I was like, this doesn't look right. Sorry, guys. Marking out my spot. We're actually about, in my opinion, we're about right here. Okay. This is May of 2022, and I know we're going into February, but this is where on Bitcoin we got that monthly cross, okay? So I'm basing everything on that is about where we are in this time of cycle, okay? And I've proven time and time again that we're running at least a month, more like at least 6 weeks ahead of schedule this cycle, because the halving was over a month prior, okay? It was about 6 weeks prior to usual. So we're running ahead of schedule. Anyway. This is where we are, in my opinion, about this time of the cycle, okay? So look, it got a huge drop the rest of the way down for Algo, okay? Even after having this massive drop from all-time high to down here, you still got another about 87% drop, okay? But watch what I'm about to tell you. Whether you leverage trade or spot trade, and I'm good. I actually built most of my retirement income on, believe it or not, spot trading altcoins. It's true. I got into leverage trading later. Look at all these little nut. Look, you trim it down, it's a straight line. Look at all these little nothing little moves, okay? And I understand you're not going to catch them all exactly or to the full extent, but watch this. You got this little baby move here, right? Boom. 22%. A few days later, move to the downside. 31%. Little sideways action. Little pumpy pump. 30%. Move back down. Another little pump. 27%. A little sideways, nothing here. 43%. More sideways for a couple weeks. Little pump. 50%. You get it? Go back and back test each one of these that I just showed you from about June of 2022 through November, and there were more. I just picked a handful. June through November, all those 20, 40, 50 percenters, go look at Bitcoin. 6, 7, 10%. On these alts, you're catching 20, 30, 40s. Okay? Are you following me? I typically trade altcoins with anywhere, and I don't mind telling you, from a 50 to 100,000 US dollar account. So if on these 30% pumps, I'm only catching 15%, just half. Let's say I'm asleep at the wheel and I catch half. I'm making 15 grand every single time. It's true. And I'm going to show you. This is how I make most of my annual income. Spot trading altcoins in the bear market is a freaking gold mine. Name one other asset every few weeks you can catch 30% pumps on. Every few weeks, I just showed you. Guys, if you've never and you can leverage trade them. I just don't, because you can get wiped out really quick. And I tell you another thing I don't like about altcoins. I showed you this on WorldCoin the other day. Let me show you. We'll come back. Well, let me show you this on WorldCoin. I'll tell you what I don't like about them, okay? This was just last week, guys. Okay? We're humming along. Just days, weeks, right here. Nothing. This is a 4-hour candle, and it was really more like a 1-hour candle. Boom, 50% pump to the upside. You're liquidated. Your entire account's gone. Like that. Because a freaking news report came out that this altcoin partner with such and such and blah, 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 blah. And you can't predict that on altcoins. There's too many altcoins to keep up with. You never know when those news are going to drop. They don't happen very often, but when they do, they wipe you out unless you just happen to be on the winning side of this one. Altcoins are dangerous to leverage trade. Very. So, yeah, it's been beautiful if you happen to be in a long. Well, why would you be in a long in this massive freaking downtrend? You probably wouldn't. You'd probably be in a short somewhere, and you just would have wiped out all your profits if not gotten liquidated completely. So, just be careful leverage trading altcoins, guys. I've been wiped out leverage trading alts. And when you're getting 20, 30, 40% pumps regularly in the bear market, you don't need to leverage trade them. Spot trade them. You can't lose spot trading alts. Do you know that? You cannot lose. Let me repeat that. You cannot lose spot trading altcoins. The only way you can lose spot trading altcoins is if they go to zero. Or if you happen to buy the very tippy top all-time high and they never come back there. But if you're in a bear market and you're spot trading altcoins, let's look. Let's go back. I don't care. You can't argue with me. You can't lose. The only way to lose a spot trade is to sell for a loss. You cannot get liquidated. You cannot get stopped out for a loss. Sure, you can sell for a loss, but that's a choice. That is a choice. But if you're down here in the bear market, you know, and let's say you, for whatever reason, you decided to long this. Like, okay, you longed Algorand right here. Well, then it came down. You're not liquidated. You don't get stopped out. You don't lose unless you sell for a loss. You just wait till it comes back up, and then you're back in profit. Yeah, it takes some time. Yes, that sucks. Yes, you're not going to win every one of these baby pumps I was just pointing out. But we know when to get out. We know when to sell and take our minor loss, our 1% loss, because this 20% pump we were counting on just didn't work out. And we're going to take a couple of those. But 8 out of 10 of these we're going to hit, and we're going to hit big. And I know how to do it. This is what I did all last season. I showed you one card. I started out with like 110,000 Algorand. By the time I finished, I had over 1 million. I think I screenshot it when I was at 770,000. So I had 8x'd my coins to begin with. That's 8x on coins, not to mention half of the money I had already put in the bank because I took profit out too and put it in the bank. And still 8x my coins doing exactly what I'm telling you. And I'm going to do this for you guys in the crew, but I only saw a few people interested. So if the rest of you aren't interested, I may not do it. Will you be doing altcoin trading in Discord? Then yeah, that's what I was just talking about. But I would open a separate channel because I don't want to. I know most people are interested in Bitcoin, so I don't want to flood the Bitcoin channel with altcoin TA and altcoin trades, and for people who just aren't interested. So I didn't see much interest here. Max, Eons, and Wes were the only 3 in John, so we may just do the 4 of us. But I guarantee you, if someone were to trade Bitcoin in the bear market and you and I traded altcoins in the bear market, I guarantee you we would, I mean, unless they're just getting lucky with ridiculous leverage, we're going to make way more than they are. Way more. With significant less risk. Oh, altcoins are riskier. Yeah, they are in the long term. I don't care. All I care about are these little pumps and dumps. I don't care if it's going to zero. I don't care if it's going to 300x from here. I don't care. All I care about is these 20 and 30 and 40% pumps in the meantime. That's it. That's it. Right? Oh, that altcoin's garbage. I don't care if it's garbage. It has liquidity. Right? All right, so guys, if you're interested in that, that is what I'm going to be doing the bulk of my trading on is altcoins. I'll still trade Bitcoin. I'll still tell you guys in Discord the Bitcoin stuff. I'll still be doing it. It's just going to be significantly less of my own personal attention devoted to that. So, anyway, yeah. You look at this chart, you're like, where are you going to make money on alts here? Where are you going to make money? I'm telling you, go put a ruler on them. Where are you going to make money? I mean, look at this. It looks that looks terrible. Where are you going to make money? I can't make money here. Yeah, you can. Boom. 30%. 50%. I did this already. You get the point. And there are certain criteria that you can get in these. and I'm an expert at that. Literally, I'm not bragging. I'm telling you, for not one, but two cycles, that is all I did. That was my bread and butter. I really just got into Bitcoin leverage trading really right here at the end of last cycle. I did the big Babylon trade on the way down. I did a couple up in here, but I did the big Babylon trade. I got wiped out right here. I lost $200,000 right here. These are my first two Bitcoin trades, leverage trades. I lost 200 grand right there, two separate $100,000 trades. But all this, I made a ton of money spot trading altcoins. 200 grand lost right here in Bitcoin. I did some more trading up in here on Bitcoin. This is where I got good at range trading on Bitcoin. Learned SFP and range trade in here. Got really good. Caught the big short, $56,000 profit on the way down there. And then primarily went back to spot trading alts during the bear market. So all this. Spot trading alts. Making a fortune. And in the bull run, I just held alts and went back to leverage trading Bitcoin. All right, guys, I think we about covered it all. Got the monthly close coming up, but we don't need to see it. It is significantly below our level at 86.5K. For those who don't know what that is, I will show you. That is our level we were looking for on this monthly close. This is a monthly time frame on the right. Anything below 86.5K gives you this 5 and 13 crossover, which is the big bear market down we go signal, and it will be confirmed in 15 minutes. The only way to get this uncrossed is for Bitcoin to come back and close above 86.5K in 15 minutes. So, we're there, guys. We look for a high to come in next week. A baby high. And then downside only. So be ready for your big trades. It should be coming next week. Should be. You know the target we're looking for, about maybe a 9% move to the upside from here. Maybe. And then down only. We have our targets. Anyway, let me know in Discord if you guys, maybe some of you didn't speak up, or maybe some of you are watching this later. Let me know if you're interested in the altcoin trading. I'll probably create a separate channel for that and only add people who are interested in doing that with me. I will not be leverage trading them, although you can. I make plenty, but I understand not everybody may have 100,000 to spot trade with, and I'm not making fun. That's okay. I didn't at first either. So you might need to add some leverage in order to make that kind of money. I understand. But just let me know. John's ready for this week. Yes, sir. Throwing up the guns. Yep. All right, guys. Well, that's it. Y'all know where we're at. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be in Discord. I'll be around. I'll do a live tomorrow. We'll kind of update and see. We will have a CME gap to the upside. So we'll go live in the afternoon, most likely. We'll take a look at it, see what volatility is looking like in the morning. But we'll go live and see if it looks like they're going to bring this thing back to fill the gap before heading down, and we will trade it. So no trade today. There's nothing to do with this. You can't touch this, guys. Can't touch this. So you're welcome, Eons. You are welcome.